Mickey, the week after Tampa was tough. There was a lot of it was just a tough week all the way around. I mean, a lot of introspection, a lot of microscope talk, for a 2-2 team. But do what this team did to go into Gillette Stadium for a very hungry football team and do what you did. It's one game, but man, it feels a lot better than last Monday.
Yeah, it sure does. Look, I think, the mark of any team, whether they're growing and improving, is how they react to a poor performance. And so it was good to see us, get off the mat and go up to New England. And look, I get that they were struggling. They struggled the week before, but that's a great coach. They've got a lot of wins there. They know what they're doing. They're going to beat some people going forward. But for us to go out and put on a good performance in really all phases of the game was gratifying.
Again, as we talked about, everybody, had to kind of look within themselves if they were doing everything they can to win. Pete Carmichael, it's a big boy game, right? I mean, you go out there on Thursday, you take your lumps, and he did. He's a good guy. It was just gratifying. He had a birthday last week, so last week couldn't have been a ton of fun for him. Again, I get it. It's one game, but you take that one game and celebrate it. It must be gratifying to see him be able to go up and do that.
Yeah, and look, he's a great offensive coordinator. He really is, and he's a really good play caller. He's had a lot of success, and when you're not having success, that bothers him more than anyone. And yet, man, I've always had confidence in him. We have confidence in Pete. Our players have confidence in him. And so, yes, it's good. It's good to have some success. And yet, I think that he would be the first one to tell you that there were some opportunities that we missed. We could have easily scored another 12 or 14 points in that game, if we execute properly. And so we've got lots of things to work on, but it's good to work on things off of a win as opposed to working on things off of a loss.
100%. And even Coach Allen talked about it yesterday that, certainly the pre-snap penalties are something that you want to address harder this week. Ironically, some of that pre-snap, according to Dennis, was caused really by a lot of the new motion and some of the additional play action type stuff. So it's just, it's about you make changes and then things crop up, discipline, whatever. But it's the kind of stuff you work on this week, right? Now you get 2 weeks of working on this kind of thing. But pre-snap penalties, I know they're tough to overcome sometimes.
Well, yes. Look, penalties have been an ongoing issue for us here, so we've got to get that corrected. It was an issue again this game. We had 12 penalties. And yes, there are a number of those are pre-snap, but that's not an excuse. Actually, that's kind of worse for me, is that those are controllable things. You don't have to rely on whether or not it's a good call or not. Look, if you do it before the snap, that's a good call. They're seeing something that you shouldn't be doing. So we've got to get that corrected. Otherwise, we're going to be in a close game, and that it's going to cost us a game.
How do you guys shut out the noise out there? Right, there's so much noise out there to kind of keep it within the team. So there's just so much negativity to fight through. How do you guys best keep out the noise, if that makes sense?
Look, I don't think it's that hard to do because, listen, we're just busy. We've got a lot of stuff. I mean, the coaches are here till 10, 11, 12 at night. They don't have time to listen to the noise. You catch a little bit of it here and there, but you don't really get as much as your wives and children are getting. They're the ones that bear the brunt of that, much more so than any of us. And look, it just comes with the territory. We want passionate fans. We want them to care. We want them to be excited about our team. And so, it's natural that if they're passionate about what we do when we're successful, then they're going to be passionate about the team when it's not successful, and they're going to be critical. And that's just part of the territory, just part of the game, part of what we know we're buying into. And it's not going to change how we approach our jobs.